Hey y'all, so I'm back again. This is the third video I've posted today. A couple of my videos got taken down due to community violations or community guideline violations, all because I'm using my freedom of speech, my First Amendment right. But TikTok thinks that it's not okay to exercise my right of freedom of speech. Well, I got news for TikTok. I'm going to use my freedom of speech whether TikTok likes it or not. Because TikTok ain't the only fucking platform that I can post on. So, with that being said, I just want to say this. November the 22nd was a big protest. They surrounded the White House, they surrounded the Supreme Court. I haven't heard how successful it was because I haven't seen much of it, but I know that there was a big protest, and I know that it was that people were out there and they showed up. What I'm about to say is going to be is going to be controversial for a lot of people, but frankly, I don't care because again, it's my freedom of speech. It's my First Amendment right for me to speak my mind, and I'm going to speak my mind. I'm urging all Americans, all patriotic, loving Americans that hate this administration and hate what this regime is doing. This fascist regime is doing, sending ICE into cities, terrorizing communities, terrorizing neighborhoods, and terrorizing people, arresting women and children, zip tying them, scaring them half to death, separating them from their families, and separating them from their parents. Children are afraid to go to school. Children are afraid to walk the streets. Their parents are afraid to go to work. Their parents are even afraid to go leave the fucking house in America, in the United States of America. Never in my life have I seen shit like this happen in this country. And I've lived here all my life. I was born and raised here. I'm old enough to remember Ronald Reagan. I'm old enough to remember when he was president. And he was a Republican. He wasn't the best president that we've ever had. A lot of people say that he was really good, but that's to be debatable. Him and his Reaganomics is what ruined this country for the most part. But I'm here to tell you right now, Ronald Reagan, George Bush Sr., and George Bush Jr. would have never, ever done something like this. They would have never sent ICE agents into cities to round up people like the Gestapo did back in Germany in the 30s. They would have never done something like that, ever. It's a fucking disgrace for in this country. So to all you maggot motherfuckers out there that worship your orange god, let me remind y'all of something. Your orange god is a convicted felon, convicted of 34 felonies. He's a child rapist, a pedophile, and a sex trafficker. And y'all support that. It's a sickening thing to know that several Americans support a fucking criminal as president. It's sick to know that Americans support a fucking child molester. It's sick to know that the American people support a pedophile. It's disgusting. And again, to you maggots, go fuck yourself. I hope you suffer the worst possible death. Because karma's a bitch. And you will get what's coming to you. Next thing I want to say is to all my patriotic, loving Americans, the ones who love this country like I do, and that have served this country valiantly like I have. I served in the military 14 years. I'm a veteran. And this administration has pissed off a lot of Americans because the majority of Americans don't like this administration, this regime. Last time I checked, 76% of the American people despise this fascist regime. 76%. That's not including the veterans. This president has taken away food stamps out of the mouths of children because they didn't vote correctly. They didn't vote the way he wanted them to vote. Taking people off their health care. And taking away veteran benefits that veterans depend on because they serve this country. Valiantly serve this country. And all the veterans that I've talked to, because I know a lot of them, being a veteran myself, the majority of veterans don't fucking like you, MAGA. They don't fucking like you. So I'm urging all of my Americans to take to the streets armed. Because we need armed resistance in this country. Because that's the only way we are going to get rid of this fucking tyrant. That's the only way we are going to get rid of this tyrant, is to take to the streets armed. And use our Second Amendment right. The Second Amendment says a well-armed militia, okay, to assure the protection of this country against tyrants. And it shall not be infringed upon. In other words, that means we have the Second Amendment for a reason. We have the Second Amendment that gives us permission to use that right to defend this country against a tyrant, a wannabe king and a wannabe dictator. So to all my patriotic, loving Americans, I say this to you, myself included as a veteran. It's time we take to the streets armed and show these fascist thugs who really runs this country. And that's us, we the people. It's time that we show them who's boss, and that's us, we the people. Because I'm sorry, peaceful protests are good. Yes, I agree. I'm all for peaceful protesting. However, if results get accomplished with peaceful protests, then I'm all for it. But since nothing's getting accomplished, it's time that we take to the streets armed. So I'm urging all of my patriotic Americans, the ones that love this country, to take to the streets armed and protest and show these fucking fascist thugs that we ain't gonna put up with this no more. We ain't gonna stand for this no more. We ain't gonna stand for ICE going into neighborhoods, terrorizing neighborhoods and communities. And we ain't gonna stand for a fucking president who wants to starve people to death and take them off their health care. Fuck you, MAGA.